Hello again, it's Amy with Just a Little Ink. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I love sharing the things I learn and enjoy with others. Today I'm sharing with you another slimline card. This one a sympathy card. I am finding myself in need of a number of them, unfortunately. And I was struggling with creativity, and I always find that sketch challenges kind of inspire that in me. And so I'm following the freshly made sketches, and this is number 467. And I will have a link to freshly made sketches on my blog, justalittle.ink.com. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be yours. You can order anytime at my website, justalittle.ink.stampinup.net. And for this month, you may use the host code that's listed right here. So with that, I want to go ahead and get started. I am using today the Stamp Bundle Art Gallery. You can find that in the new mini catalog. It's the January to June mini catalog. And you find those things, all the products, from pages 32 through page 34. Also, I am using the stamp set Heal Your Heart. Heal Your Heart is out of our Celebration brochure. So every $50 order qualifies for one item, and there are a few items toward the back of our brochure that a $100 order would get you. You get those for free. Celebration goes through the end of February, and then it'll have another promotion that'll start in July. That's new this year. And so let's begin. What I am doing on this card, I'm using a piece of basic white thick, and it is cut 7 inches by 8 3/4 inches, scored in half at 3 1/2. And all of these measurements, again, I will put on my blog, justalittle.ink.com. I use my bone folder, give a nice crease. Set that aside. I've also cut a piece of petal pink. This is 3 1/4 inches by 8 1/2 inches. I have a piece of the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. It has beautiful hand-painted looking flowers on one end, and then much more of a background on the other. I'm using the more subtle. That is 1 1/2 inches by 8 inches. I have a scrap piece of Flirty Flamingo. This is 3/4 inch by 3 3/4 inch, and some scrap basic white paper for me to stamp and cut on. Finally, I have a piece of the 5/8 inch petal pink organdy striped ribbon, and that I'm going to place on the front of my card as well. So let's begin. I'm going to start by my stamping, and I'm going to stamp on this section. The Art Floral stamp set is a 2-step stamp, and so they've got 2 parts that you need in order to make the beautiful flowers. And so I'm going to stamp in petal pink. I like to start with the lighter first. You can start with the darker and then do the light. Honestly, it really is your preference. So I've got a nice image here. Set my pad away. I find if I don't close them, I have issues. Then I'm going to do my overlay in Flirty Flamingo. So it is a lesser of a stamp. All of these stamps are photopolymer. And I'm going to try to see how well I can do in front of a camera. This is always the fun part. So I'm going to line up my stamp. What I have learned is that no matter when you cut it out, that's pretty good. I get an overlay here. So I'm going to set my stamps out of the way for those 2. This will cut out with the coordinating dies that go along in this bundle. And then finally, I've got the stem and the leaves. And you're going to note I'm going to kind of do do a little fussy cutting with that once I cut it out. I'm going to stamp. I'm using some Mossy Meadow. I'm going to put it here. Okay, get that out of the way again. And I have my mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. Isn't it adorable? Not only is it adorable, it is super, super useful. It comes with all the plates I need, but all I'm using at this point, I need #1 base plate. I need a cutting plate. I'm going to put my stamped pieces in here, and then I'm going to grab, I need my flower image. And I find that if I don't use a little bit of washi tape, they scoot around a little bit too much on me. So I'm going to put a piece of washi once I determine where I want that cut at. A little bit of effort here is worth it. Okay, scoot it down a little. And I need my die that is going to cut my leaves. And just to be sure that I'm not scooting it beyond where I want it, come across, grab, again, taking a little extra time now is best. Then I need my top cutting plate. I'm going to roll through. I might creak and crack a little. That's okay. I am loving this new little machine for all these smaller cuts. So I can put that out of the way. Pull these off. I've got my leaves, and I think I've got a little extra on there I didn't plan on. All right. Put that out of the way. A little extra ink on my fingers. When that happens, I'm going to use my Simply Chamois so I don't mess up anymore. Okay. So, to assemble my flower, we got a little extra here, but it's going to look just fine. I'm going to pull out my scissors, and I'm going to fussy cut a little along here because I don't want the stem. I'm only wanting the leaves. And so I'll come in where I have my 2 leaves. Okay. To assemble, I'm going to get out my multi-purpose liquid glue. And I'm going to take this leaf and put a little glue on the end. Don't need a lot. I come up about here. And then I want a little more on this one. Just enough to hold. This one I'm going to come down like here. It's a way to give a different look with this stamp set and use these leaves in ways that I wasn't planning. So then I'm going to pull out my Heal Your Heart, and I want the Sorry for Your Loss stamp, and I'm going to stamp these in our Memento ink. This is the Tuxedo Black, the color we sell. So Sorry for Your Loss, and I'm going to leave a little space on the one end. This is a 3/4 inch width. So I've got Sorry for Your Loss. Get that out of the way. And then I'm going to pull out, I think I have to grab it actually, pardon me, my Pick a Punch, Banner's Pick a Punch. And I'm going to use the banner end. It's the one I prefer. I'm going to come through. the end. I always like to look on the other side to make sure that I'm even. Okay, so I get a nice banner on this end. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive. I'm going to use just my Stampin' Seal. So I'm going to line it up. Yeah, need a little more on this end. There we go. Line up my Stampin' Seal. Make sure that I'm in the orientation I'd like to be. Okay, like so. And that's just a matter of assembling my other pieces. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the back, again using my Stampin' Seal. I'm going to line this piece up along the lower section, equal distance right, left, and the bottom. And I'm going to take my piece of ribbon, make sure I get it on the correct side. There is a right and a wrong side. Turn it over. Again, I can put just a little adhesive here, a little here. That allows me then to wrap it. A little here, like so. Then this part can go down on my card base. Goes together really pretty fast. Up. So. And then I want to put some dimensionals on the back, just to pop it up a little. So my leaves are wide enough that I can actually put a full dimensional on the back. Then I want a couple along my banner to keep it up. And only because I've got some adhesive that I'm going to put a little extra. So take off the backings, which sometimes is the more challenging part. Get rid of my little cover pieces. I'm going to stick it on this end. I'm going to make sure that my greeting is straight. That's great on the front. Then on the inside, there's a little greeting that says, "Wishing I could heal your heart." And I'm going to stamp that again in the tuxedo black and just on the inside, and it gives me a chance to write something for the person I'm sending it to. Like I said, I've got an uncle who lost a mom. I have friends who've lost mothers and brothers, and just a lot going on. Sad things in the world. And so just like that, may have to cover up a couple things with some pieces of paper. It's my inky finger. But just like that, pull out my original one. I have a very simple and I think elegant sympathy card. So thanks for joining me. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would so appreciate you can click on the bell down below and you can see the next video that I post coming soon. Thanks so much. Bye.